everyone. Welcome to a live stream. Now, I've noticed the previous live stream, something was happening. Something devastating was happening. You know what devastating thing was happening? Well, the video kept getting cut. Well, not cut as in chopped up, but everything was so slow. You can't see my mouse movements, but on my own laptop, it's so smooth. You can barely see it, and that's a problem. Okay, now you can see it move a bit, but it's still a bit choppy to be honest. Now, I want to make a quick video. Wait, what was I going to talk about? Great, I forgot. So it is afternoon, and my live streams are a bit better with sound quality. You don't get any glitches whatsoever. Besides, the actual picture sometimes not really moving well. But I guess that was because of poor quality. I have to find out what to do about that. But let me just quickly say some things. I want to mention that um, I am kind of, well, tired. I'm tired. Well, oh yeah, I wanted to make a live stream just to say that. Well, I want to talk about the gaming industry. I'll try and make a video about this on the main channel, but I made a video talking about the gaming industry. Well, not the gaming industry, Western game developers today. But but today afternoon, I want to talk about what is destroying the gaming industry. You know, what is actually destroying it? And this is my personal opinion, so you can lay down your own personal opinion. Now, the gaming industry. What even is the gaming industry? Bunch of people making video games, selling video games. Pretty cool, pretty impressive, but over the years, things have been less and less innovative. Things have been less and less worked on. Things have been much more just completely broken, and people are just having so much of microtransactions. Who is to blame for all this stuff? Now let's go with first things first. It's obviously about innovation. I kind of doubt there will be any more innovation because a lot of people already paved the path for innovation. It's going to be very difficult to find some innovation, you know? Because I was thinking about this sometime. Um, there's always some issue with innovation, you know? It's going to be hard to make something completely so different compared to the past because all of that innovation, all of that pathways have been already walked and cleared for the rest of the game developers. But I want to talk about this because, you know, innovation isn't the problem. It's a problem that we have so much of it and no one seems to use it. We rather stick to something very simple, and that's a problem. You know, gaming has become popular, yes. But obviously at the same time, our games have been dumbed down. Games have been crazily dumbed down or made much more easy for the sake of just, playing it quickly. I understand some people have jobs. I understand that completely. But the problem is that by taking away certain things that made it a bit fun, we then just lose the identity of a video game, you know? And that's the thing, like, when it comes to Monster Hunter, I'm going to be using Monster Hunter, okay? When it comes to taking out the hot and cold drinks, for many people it doesn't really matter because most of the gameplay is still in Rise, besides, also with new stuff, but besides the hot and cold drink. This is obviously changing a lot of players, you know? Many people may be happy with it, many people may be sad with it. But a lot of new players may have not realized this, but the hot and cold drinks became a part of Monster Hunter identity. So it's part of its identity, regardless if it's tedious or not. It is the identity that Monster Hunter chose to have, and the more we stray away from it and don't really have any substitution to it, the more we realize that, hey, we don't need it. So how about we just take out everything? How about we just take out the hunting? Because we just want to kill the monsters. Let's just take out every single part and make it very easy. How about that, huh? You get what I'm trying to say. The problem is we're losing identity of every game for the sake of just trying to make it to appeal to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. I understand, there's a wide array of players out there, but here's the thing: if you want to tap into different people, make different games. You can't. One game cannot meet everyone's taste. It is only gonna make a few people happy, excited. That's it. There's a bunch of other people out there who may like clicker games or may like um, tower defense games. You know, there's so much you can do. Not everything can. Not everything can. Not everything should be for everyone. I totally get that. You know. So if I'm making a game about fighting, it's gonna be about fighting. You know, not everyone's gonna like it. Some people like shooters aren't gonna like it. Some people who like uh, just regular f- platformers won't like it. So that's the thing. When it comes to what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to make a lot of games and different genres and whatever and tell stories. So I feel like I'll be able to tap into that specific audience, but at the same time, it's gonna be a bit difficult to understand clearly what they want, but it's best to listen to what they want. And speaking of listening, it seems like many game developing companies don't really listen to the audience whatsoever. And if they do, it's either going to be crap, to be honest. And earlier this day, I was talking about how they made how they made video games less appealing to the gamers, and why do Western game developers just don't really like to make games anymore, you know? They just don't really like it anymore. You know, they hate making games. They make money out of what? Doing something they hate. And obviously it's like it's kind of crazy because they're trying to sell so much to this audience of gamers, yet they insult them so much. And that we could dive into that can of worms, but that's more of a personal issue, to be honest. When it comes to games, all of that has to go out the window, and all of that has to be focused on the game. Simple as that. So I feel like the West needs to get back to the love of making video games and are preaching to us. Some game companies preach so much that they actually have skeletons in their closets. Like, I'm not even kidding. They preach, preach, preach about this and that, about, oh, we are better because we have XYZ diverse people and whatever. But they're actually hiding a lot of skeletons in their closet, okay? Their closets are so much full of skeletons, okay? It's full of even dinosaur skeletons at this point, ancient skeletons, okay? It's full with so much of skeletons, so they're trying to hide it the best they can. I just find it annoying because it's like, years ago when I used to play games when I was a young kid, like, yes, people made the game, but I never really, like, wanted so much to know what they did in their personal lives or whatever, you know? Or what they said, this or that. It never became a thing, you know? But now it's like, okay, it's a thing, and they have to always preach about being the nice ones. But in reality, they're not nice, They're just trying to hide some insecurities of themselves. It's like, shut up or preach. Simple as that. You can either do one of the two. Moving on. I feel like microtransactions have become a big pain in the industry. I'm not talking about free to play games. I think those games at least need some kind of uh, mechanic where you can at least pay for something, because they need to pay for the servers, the workers, and whatever. Like, take Clash of Clans. That game is free, but like, so much to do in the game. They have to make new troop members. They have to fix bugs and whatever. Like, guess what? That's gonna cost money. You can't just make the game like that and expect money. So it's a business. So at the end of the day, they earn from people buying gems. So I think at the end of the day, it's like, hey, it's totally fine for free games, but when it comes to paid for games, why the hell should you pay that much anyways? And don't get me started on unfinished games. I'm not a fan of unfinished games. I get it if there's an issue going on, like, let's just say this virus or whatever, and you wanted to get things out. I get it, but please finish the game and don't charge extra for it. Look what Capcom did with Monster Hunter Rise. Sure, the game was unfinished when released, but they gave the rest of the game as free updates, which is a bit interesting. It's totally fine. Not the worst thing in the world, at least. They at least gave it for free updates. They didn't charge you for it or whatsoever. The next thing is obviously, well, I would say that people only care about graphics. And this is mostly because of the consumer. We got into a point where graphics is all that matters. Look, I like seeing some pretty pictures too. I like seeing some 4K stuff. Like, just yesterday, I downloaded two images that are 4K, two images for my laptop, two background images of nature. Good, right? You like more quality. I understand that. But sometimes I have to put that aside and focus on the gameplay as well. Because when we are so focused on the graphics, we kind of forget about, okay, what the heck are we doing? Are we even moving the character? What buttons can we press? We forget about that, you know? We forget about what the combinations are. We forget about all these type of things. We mostly focus on the graphics these days. And once again, there's nothing wrong with that, but when we heavily focus on that and ignore everything else, that becomes a problem. You know, people will just say, oh, this game has beautiful graphics, I'm getting it. But okay, the gameplay could be trash, people will still say it's a good game because Ultra Realism 101, you know? I'm just saying, we need to at least be very balanced with our take on games. We can't just take a game because it looks pretty. You know, nothing wrong with games looking bad. Well, bad as in not ultra realistic, but what I'm trying to say is that focus on the gameplay as well. Focus on something that other than graphics for once. Okay, I'm getting a notification from YouTube. Ah, now my streaming quality is a bit poor. What is going on? I don't even know. I'm sorry about that. Now, this video is a very strange video. I'll make a better video on the main channel explaining my thoughts more clearly. I'll have to write a script for this. But at the same time, it's like, oh my gosh. Really? YouTube? Really? Okay, now it's buffering a bit. Okay, great. Now it's buffering. I can see the stream a bit buffering. I'm sorry. Hopefully, the playback won't be buffering, which it won't, obviously, but it annoys me sometimes. Anyways, I'm starting to get very annoyed what's going on with the industry. You know, we have a bunch of people posting about how woke they are, and then behind the scenes they're doing some horrible things to innocent people, horrible things to their co-workers. You know what I'm talking about. It's kind of messed up, but hey, what can you do at this point? Oh, let's blame all those toxic males, you know, who just hate wokeness, you know, when in reality a lot of the bad people are basically the ones preaching too much, you know. I really hope that one day games get better. I really hope so too. I don't think I can fix the industry because obviously I'm just gonna make games and that's it. I'm just gonna make games. I'm not gonna focus too much on DLC because I think there's nothing wrong with having DLC if it's good, but if it's gonna be trash, then what's the point? I want the game to be 100% completed to its full capacity. I don't want the game to be released off later or you have to pay for something like that. I don't want that, you know? Like, I'd rather have games that's just um like full capacity, to be honest. Because if you're gonna play $60 to $70, you expect a full thing. And I feel like this is how the market is changing, and you know what? I can't make it a norm. People just have to follow. It's one of those things where it's monkey see, monkey do. A lot of people and a lot of monkeys in the industry decided to see how other game companies are making microtransactions and decided to follow. Basically, it's very simple. Like, to get the gaming industry to finally do something is you have to create a trend. You know, you can't tell them about anything anymore, I guess, because they don't listen to criticism. They barely do listen to criticism. And that's crazy because back in the day they used to, but now they don't. Now it's like, okay, we'll just throw this random game. That's it. There's no passion anymore as well. I say there's nothing wrong with making a rushed game, but there's a problem when it doesn't want to be fixed. There's a problem when it's overhyped. You know, I don't like overhyping too much things. Like, I don't mind overhyping small things or certain things, but overhyping everything becomes a problem because then we get our expectations too high. Getting our expectations too high sucks because then what we actually get of the product is very crazy. Like we see a trailer for something, we get so hyped up. We thinking it's gonna be Superman. We end up getting what do we get? We end up getting what's the worst hero? Well, I don't know the worst hero is. Well, okay, bad analogy. We looking for chocolate cake, we end up getting a chocolate muffin. One chocolate muffin, like basically representing one good thing in the game. You know, we want the cake, not the muffin. Okay, I want to just say this that at the end of the day, gaming is gonna be very strange moving forward, and obviously I'm gonna make as much as I can and do it my way. I'm not gonna follow trends all the time, because the problem with that is then I'm gonna get caught up in trying to be like them as well. I don't want to do that. I want to make games and earn whatever the price is. I don't want to put DLCs in it. I don't want to put microtransactions in it. I don't want to put any of those things. I think I just don't feel like doing it. That's just my own personal opinion. You know, I'm not here, to say, oh, I'm better. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying that if I'm gonna make games, I don't want to follow that. I just don't like it, Because here I am talking about how annoyed I am about it. I at least have to say, hey, I'm not gonna do the same things they're doing because I don't want to do that. I realize a lot of gamers don't really want that type of stuff. Okay, enough about that. So, I'm very thirsty. I'm very thirsty. Very thirsty. Oh, before we go, let's just say that another thing that's plaguing the industry is just the wokeness of games. We destroy everything, and then we had to say, oh, those evil gamers shouldn't play our games. Yeah, maybe those evil gamers didn't want to be lectured, huh? Okay. I'm gonna be right back. Let me get some water. Great, I should have refilled when I had the chance, but no. I'm not a big fan of. I'm not really a big fan of having little water in my bottle. I'd rather have it like middle or to the top. Maybe that's just me, but I don't like it when it's so little. Maybe that's just me, you know? Because if I see that little drop of water, I'm getting crazy. I feel like it's gonna be gross. It's gonna be warm. It's not gonna be the best. Okay. Plus, it's very hot today. I want some cold water. Mother won't allow me to have cold water. So, anyways, I think it's about time to wrap this up. I would like to say that yes, things are gonna change. Things are gonna change so much in the industry. We might as well just accept it. No. We shouldn't accept it, right? We shouldn't accept it. I realize we shouldn't accept it. We should just try and support those. Okay, where am I going at with this? Don't accept it. Even if it's the norm, don't accept it, because these things weren't the norm. These things weren't the norm. So why on earth should you just accept it? That's just my opinion. Like back in the day, this wasn't the norm. So yeah, let's go back to old times. Let's go back to old times where things were better. Anyways, have a good day. Bye bye.